Meeting was provided according to law by written notice to the Morris County Daily Record, the official newspaper of the town of Morristown, and to the Newark Star Ledger, both more than 48 hours ago, and posted on the bulletin board at Town Hall and filed with the office of the town clerk of the town of Morristown. I do further state that I shall enter into the minutes of this meeting a statement that such notice was furnished as particularly described by me in this public announcement. Roll. Ms. Davis?
Yes.
Ms. Deeb? Here. Mr. Elms?
Here.
Ms. Foster?
Here.
Ms. Harris?
Yes.
Mr. Yannicone?
Here.
Council President Armington?
Here. Silence. Pledge of Allegiance.
One nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we have one item on the consent agenda tonight, 2018 St. Patrick's Day Parade request for March 10th, 2018.
I'll move it.
Second.
Okay, on the consent, Ms. Davis?
Yes.
Ms. Deeb?
Yes.
Mr. Elms?
Yeah.
Ms. Foster?
Yes.
Ms. Harris?
Yes.
Mr. Yannicone?
Yes.
Council President Armington?
Yes.
Okay. We have 3 items that need a public hearing for this evening. The first is Homeless Solutions 2018 CDBG application, emergency shelter. Open to the public. Close the public hearing. The second is the Homeless Solution 2018 CDBG application for child care scholarships. Open to the public. Close the public hearing. Third, we have Caldwell Park Fieldhouse renovation CDBG block grant, open to the public. Close. Okay. Any other members of the public wishing to address the council on any other issues? It's a public hearing for the citizens.
Hand one up.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Rob Walden, Jersey Central Power and Light, 52 Chatham Road, City of Summit. Just wanted to make sure Council and the Mayor was aware that we'll be doing tree trimming in the town starting in January. Nelson Tree Service will be trimming throughout the town. We'll be doing 15 foot of clearance around our wires. This is to make sure that we improve reliability and avoid tree-related outages. If any resident has a concern about the tree trimming they are witnessing, please let us know. We'd be happy to come out, look at a particular tree. We're happy to take down trees if residents want the trees removed. We do leave behind the trunks of the tree for the residents to either use themselves or to have someone else take away. But beyond that, just want to make sure Council was aware. And as always, if you have any questions or concerns, you can contact me directly. Always happy to answer questions, too, if anyone has any. Okay.
It's not, thank you.
Merry Christmas. Thanks.
Merry Christmas. Nobody else? Close the public hearing?
Wait,
Bill.
Bill,
Bill, sorry.
Christmas spirit.
My name is Bill Byrne, and I live at 100 Franklin Street, Morristown. And I just want to wish everybody a Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, and just hope that 2018 is a better year. Thank you.
Thanks, Bill.
Anyone else? I'm going to close the public session.
Any responses to public comments? No. Let's move on. Mayor's proclamations, presentations.
I don't have any. I'll just run over the event listing as quick as possible. The special notes, we had a memorial service for Larry Cohen on Sunday, 12/17. Was well attended. people I hadn't seen in Morristown in a very long time. And then a lot of neighbors came out, and it was very moving. Also, a good friend of ours in Morristown, constituents of Stefan, Mark Davis's brother passed away, so we keep Mark Davis and his family in our thoughts and prayers. So it was a tough weekend. Also, Sunday, the neighborhood house had the One Community holiday dinner, which I attended. It was well attended. December 6th, we had the press conference on the New Jersey Coalition to End Domestic Violence. It was held at Town Hall. Tenant education workshop on Jacob Ford was held at the Museum Ballroom behind Ford Mansion. That's a continued issue that we're working on. On December 8th, the NAACP 86th Anniversary Gala was held at the mansion at Fairleigh Dickinson University. On Sunday, December 10th, Sustainable Morristown Silver Certification Party was held at Jockey Hollow Bar and Kitchen. And our Youth Future holiday event, Sheba Foster, her nonprofit, had their
Fifth annual.
fifth annual. I'll let her talk about it. But very well attended. Wednesday, the 13th, we had our senior holiday party here at the Senior Center for our seniors. It was another hoot. As Kevin always said, I'm a good game show host, right? And then we had Hanukkah on the Green, lighting of the menorah, Wednesday, the 13th. On Friday, we had town employee holiday party here, the 15th. Councilwoman Allison Deeb was in attendance. I don't think anybody else made it. Sunday, the 16th, we had a grand opening and ribbon cutting of Urban Renew Massage on 59 South Street. Very interesting concept. It's pod chairs. So it's a state-of-the-art, I'm not quite sure where they're built, but for a good fee, you actually get a pretty good massage in a chair. It's actually an interesting concept, and it was pretty good. So that's across from Smart World. Actually, it's the owner of Smart World. Him and a couple of people are partners. So it's a new wave of health and that kind of living. So it's pretty good. We wish him continued success. On the 17th, Morris United for Healthy Living, One Table Our Community, which I just mentioned, at the neighborhood house, had their dinner, holiday dinner. We had a meeting with the local pastors Monday morning to talk about the events after the issue we had with the churches back a few weeks ago on how we can move forward and bring the community even more together. So several of the pastors showed up for a meeting, and we had a nice dialogue, and we're going to continue that in the first week of January. Upcoming events, Salvation Army, Friday the 22nd, will have its annual Army Christmas breakfast and toy distribution at 95 Spring Street. That's 9 a.m. the 22nd, Friday. And if you haven't attended that, you should attend, because it's amazing how many kids and how much stuff is donated, and how these kids all receive part of that Christmas spirit, and the really good thing what the Salvation Army does. On Monday, and this will be the last, say a few words, because Councilwoman Michelle Dupree Harris is here. Didn't know if you were coming. Glad to see you. The reorg meeting is 10 o'clock on the 1st. As you're well aware, many years of service to our community. We would hope that you could come so we could properly thank you for all your years of service. Senator Cory Booker will be in attendance. It would be an honor if you would be there. If I knew you were here tonight, we would have had bells and whistles and proclamations, but I think it's more apropos to do it on the reorg day, as it was with other people as they left office on that day. Hopefully you can attend that morning, and we can celebrate the many years you have given to this town in your service. I want to personally thank you for all the time that I spent with you over the years, moving Morristown forward. You will be sorely missed. You're a great leader in this community. You have given many, many, many years of service to the constituents of Morristown, and I am proud to call you friend, and want to congratulate you on all the years of service, and hopefully you'll come around more. And I know you're probably building a house in North Carolina, and things are moving on in your life, but from just a colleague standpoint, and all the years that I've known you and the races that we ran together, you've made me obviously a much better mayor than I could have ever been. and help move this town forward like no one else. So on behalf of myself and people I represent, thank you so much for what you've done. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for your kind words.
Thank you.
Okay, council liaison reports?
Parking Authority met this evening. Actually, one of the attachments in correspondence in tonight's agenda is the operating budget. Operating budget is $3.8 million this year, 2018, up from $3.6 in 2017. The $200,000 increase primarily due to personnel and health insurance. Again, when you look at the capital plan contained in the budget, you know, it's a great authority. You know, it's very financially secure, and they've got a very good capital plan where they're maintaining the garages properly to make sure they don't deteriorate over time. Finally, just want to point out, we do this once. They asked me to do this at least once or twice a year. Parking Authority has issued 27,000 tickets so far this year through November, which represents approximately 1.2 gross back to the town, and of that we get the majority of the money after certain fees are paid to the state. So it was a good meeting tonight.
And the Environmental Commission meeting was December 5th, but I got the minutes. I wasn't able to attend. Looking at the minutes, it just seems like it was more so they recapped, everything that they have on the table. They're looking forward to, starting up again in 2018 in January, and so it was pretty much uneventful, and it was a short meeting. Yeah.
Okay, let's move on. Regular business. Calendar events, any additional events? No? All right, regular business.
Okay, we have no ordinance for introduction this evening. Ordinance for adoption, we have 4 ordinances for adoption this evening. We have ordinance O28, 2017, an ordinance approving the financial agreement for long-term tax exemption by and between the town of Morristown and 35-41 Market Street Urban Renewal LLC.
I'll move it.
Second.
Open it up for public hearing.
Any member of the public have any comments on this application ordinance? Nope. All right, close the public hearing.
Okay, on adoption of vote.
Hold on. At the last meeting, I expressed some concerns about the whether or not it was fair to move ahead on these tax abatements with zero contribution to the school district. The administration. Just muted. The administration reminded me that the base taxes remain consistent throughout the 30-year term. The base taxes are $70,000, of which about $35,000 or $40,000 goes to the school district. So I guess the question for the council is, moving forward, is do we think that's a fair contribution to the school district? This application was estimated to generate between 3 and 4 children. At the school district costs are suggested to be about $20,000. I'm just wondering if there's interest next year in looking into an ordinance which would provide a greater contribution to the school district. For example, I think in the last 10 years of tax abatements, we've built roughly 500 housing units, probably generated 30 or 40 school-age children, with no additional incremental taxes for the school district. So is that fair? I know Jersey City has passed an ordinance that is allocating, I think it's 5% of their pilots to the school districts. I'm just asking if there's interest in looking into something like that next year.
Well, at the last redevelopment meeting, didn't the wasn't one of the persons who spoke that gave testimony a woman that said that there's a certain percent that goes to the school district anyway? So
That's-
it's like,
that's-
I forget the term that she called it, but it was some percentage, and it was considered a fair and reasonable contribution, given the amount of children that were generated. At least, that was my understanding of her testimony.
And I believe, looking into it, it's based on the prior year taxes, which are $70,000. So the school district portion of that is $35,000. So is that a fair contribution for the next 30 years? So it's just a question for the council.
You know, there's going to be some discussion about pilots anyway down in Trenton, and, you know, it's probably a good thing to follow.
Yeah,
You know, what the developments are going to be in Trenton. You know, Governor-elect Murphy has been vocal about certain positions on the pilots. So maybe what we do is we continue to follow it. I think the other question at hand is, with redevelopment zones and the necessity for pilots, do you need them any longer in Morristown to spur development or appropriate development? I don't see a reason why we don't take a subcommittee and take a look at the issues and follow the issue through the year as it progresses through the State House.
Well, I'd encourage that discussion to happen next year.
Well, I agree with Councilman Iannaco. I think that another issue, I don't know if it's part of this issue or not, is the issue of redevelopment zones and actually de-designating redevelopment zones so that these zones can go back to traditional zoning, because the only real impetus or reason for having redevelopment zones is to bypass traditional zoning and exactly to use the pilots. So if pilots are a problem or perceived as such, then it would make sense to then de-designate some or all of the zones and let the marketplace decide where to develop and what to develop. But I don't know if that's one whole subcommittee or if that's two separate issues or how you're viewing it. They are related, somewhat related.
I think it's a worthwhile discussion to have with the council, either in subcommittees or definitely with the help of the professionals. And so I think.
I'd be willing to serve on that,
Right, so we'll
if you're creating a committee.
I'm not creating anything now because it'll die in 3 weeks. So I would encourage whoever's the council president next year to support a subcommittee to look into that for next year.
So what I would like to add is, I know when I attended the debate for the school board, there seemed to have been some conflicting information, one being how much the school board gets per the Atlantic Health tax settlement versus how much they get in the pilots. And so I would like to hear from the administration or the administrator from the school board to come forth, because when you talk to, some of the members, or, I mean, I've only been talking to one, but, I just keep getting conflicting information. They don't get this, they don't get that. And so I think, if we're going to entertain, how much or if we should be allotting some of the pilot to go to the school board should come forward and give us a presentation to show how they see the monies from the budget being allocated that can equate to each child, because I don't know how we would determine the amount from the pilot if we agreed on that, if we don't really hear from the school board.
Can I add too that, just piggybacking on the school board, you need to get a projection of the numbers of students who are going to be incoming by looking at the realtors, maybe talking to the state and finding out what are the numbers of people moving into the area or proposing to. So the master plan is important.
Council President, I think this is a very good discussion to have, but there is an ordinance about a specific
Right.
project and a specific pilot that's on the table.
Right. Right. And I wasn't suggesting having that conversation now, just.
But you are having it.
There being interest in doing it because it is directly applicable to
And
this
for
application.
the record, I don't think you should compare Jersey City as far as how you evaluate dollars when it comes to school. The formula is completely different.
Right. I look forward to that discussion next year. Call the question?
On the adoption of O-28, 2017. Ms. Davis?
Yes.
Ms. Deeb?
Yes.
Mr. Elms?
Yes.
Ms. Foster?
Yes.
Ms. Harris?
No.
Mr. Yannicone?
Yes.
Council President Armington?
Yes.
Ordinance adopted. Ordinance O-30, 2017 for adoption, an ordinance amending and supplementing Chapter 14 rent control.
I'll move it.
Second?
Open to the public.
That's why he's giving us 5%.
No. Close the public question. Any questions, comments? No? Call the question?
On the adoption of O-30, 2017, Ms. Davis?
Yes.
Ms. Deeb?
Yes.
Mr. Elms? Ms. Foster?
Yes.
Ms. Harris?
Yes.
Mr. Iannacone?
Yes.
Council President Armington?
Yes.
Ordinance O-30 adopted. Ordinance O-31, 2017, an ordinance amending and supplementing Chapter 13, Housing and Property Maintenance Code.
I'll move it.
Second?
Open this up to the public. Any questions, comments from the public? No. Close the public hearing. Any comments, questions of council? No?
Okay.
Call the question?
On the adoption of O-31, 2017, Ms. Davis?
Yes.
Ms. Deeb?
Yes.
Mr. Elms?
Yes.
Ms. Foster?
Yes.
Ms. Harris?
Yes.
Mr. Iannacone?
Yes.
Council President Armington?
Yes.
O-31 adopted. Ordinance O-32, 2017, an ordinance vacating an existing sanitary sewer easement on Block 7601, Lot 4, and accepting a new Court Street sewer easement extension on Block 7601, Lot 4.
I'll move it.
Second?
I'll open it up to the public. Any questions, comments on ordinance O-32, 2017? Seeing none, close the public hearing. Call the question.
Just
Oh, wait, hold on.
a quick question. You know, the documents here and in the abatement, they're marked confidential. They're not confidential, correct?
No, they're not.
No, but they were marked confidential in the package.
They were at some point.
Oh, I see. But they're not confidential? Okay, thank you.
Call the question.
On O-32, adoption O-32, 2017, Ms. Davis?
Yes.
Ms. Deeb?
Yes.
Mr. Elms?
Yes.
Ms. Foster?
Yes.
Ms. Harris?
Yes.
Mr. Iannacone?
Yes.
Council President Armington?
Yes.
O-32 adopted.
Resolutions.
Okay, we have 10 resolutions for adoption this evening.
You want to pull any? Why don't we just, perhaps it'd be easier if we can get an explanation from the administration as to the, we'll wait on that. Pull 185, just for,
Are you going to pull 183?
183, yes.
And doesn't the one that was in executive session have to be moved?
There was no executive
Oh,
session.
okay, so that's out.
Missed that one.
Okay.
You missed the memo. You missed the memo on it.
Okay, 180, we're going to pull
Took it out.
183 and 185.
Okay.
So make a motion to adopt 184 and 186 through 193.
Second?
Just a quick question.
Yes.
Never mind. 185, the same discussion is going to apply to 184 and 187? Or you want to group the three of them together?
Yeah, let's-
Is it the same issue?
I suspect they're separate issues, so let me amend my motion to support 180, adopt 183, no, sorry,
Full 183.
184.
so I think we're at.
And 186?
I think the three were,
So I'll make a motion to adopt 188 through 193.
Second?
Second?
Okay, on adopting resolutions 188 through 193, 2017. Ms. Davis?
Yes.
Ms. Deeb?
Yes.
Mr. Elms?
Yes.
Ms. Foster?
Yes.
Ms. Harris?
Yes.
Mr. Iannacone?
Yes.
Council President Armington?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, so we'll start with 183.
Resolution 183 through 2017, a resolution authorizing appointment for Margot GK as municipal clerk for the town of Morristown.
I'll move it.
Second.
Comments or questions?
No, I'm just abstaining. I didn't meet the person,
Okay.
so I don't know anything about her.
Okay.
Okay. So,
Call the question?
okay. On Resolution R-183, 2017, Ms. Davis?
Yes.
Ms. Deeb?
Yes.
Mr. Elms?
Yes.
Ms. Foster?
Yes.
Ms. Harris? Abstain?
Abstaining.
Mr. Iannacone?
Yes.
Council President Armington?
Yes.
Okay. Resolution passes. Resolution...
If I might, we should say one comment. I have to commend Jillian and yourself. You guys did an excellent job organizing the interviews. It wasn't easy getting everybody together, getting the interviews. You screened the candidates very, very well. The selection that we had to interview, they were excellent. You know, all the candidates were excellent. So you guys did a real nice job. Thank you.
Resolution 184, 2017, resolution of the Town of Morristown amending Resolution R-101, 2017, so as to remove Summit Wine and Liquor LLC from the list of renewed plenary retail distribution licenses for the 2017-2018 license term.
I'll move it.
Second.
I guess the one question I have is if their license is rescinded, albeit temporarily, do they have to, can they remain open?
They're an inactive license, so they're
Inactive,
not
okay.
currently
Okay.
operating now anyway.
Okay.
In pocket.
Any other questions? And what was the purpose of, why are we rescinding it?
Maybe Robin can offer a better explanation, but when you have an in-pocket license, you need a special ruling from the state before renewing it.
Okay.
And there was some misunderstanding in the clerk's office on whether they had received a special ruling. Turns out they did not, so that's why we're rescinding the renewal.
Got it. Okay.
Okay.
Call the question?
R-184, 2017, Ms. Davis?
Yes.
Ms. Deeb?
Yes.
Mr. Elms?
Yes.
Ms. Foster?
Yes.
Ms. Harris?
Yes.
Mr. Iannacone?
Yes.
Council President Armington?
Yes.
Resolution R-185, 2017, resolution of the Town of Morristown amending Resolution R-98, 2017, so as to remove Gracie Sunshine LLC from the list of renewed plenary retail consumption licenses for the 2017-2018 license term.
I'll move it.
Second.
I assume this is the same example?
Exactly the same.
Any questions? Call the question?
On R,
Is this an in-pocket license too?
yes,
Okay.
R-185-17, Ms. Davis?
Yes.
Ms. Deeb?
Yes.
Mr. Elms?
Yes.
Ms. Foster?
Yes.
Ms. Harris?
Yes.
Mr. Iannacone?
Yes.
Council President Armington?
Yes.
Resolution R-186, 2017, a resolution authorizing renewal of club license 1424-31-039-002 issued to Creighton Mays American Legion Post 312 for the 2017-2018 license term.
I'll move it.
Second.
This is not an in-pocket license, so
No, in this case, we're waiting on a special ruling and a tax clearance letter from the state, which was received, so they're eligible to be renewed.
okay. Call the question?
On R-186-17, Ms. Davis?
Yes.
Ms. Deeb?
Yes.
Mr. Elms?
Yes.
Ms. Foster?
Yes.
Ms. Harris?
Yes.
Mr. Iannacone?
Yes.
Council President Armington?
Yes. And R-187.
187.
Resolution R-187, 2017. Resolution of the Town of Morristown rescinding Resolution R-21, 2016, and Resolution R61, 2017, which authorized a renewal of plenary retail consumption license 1424-33-021-005, issued to Kowloon Inc. for the 2015-2016 and 2016-2017 license term.
I'll move it.
Second.
I'm aware of this. So this is basically fees, so call the question?
On R187, 2017, Ms. Davis?
Yes.
Ms. Deeb?
Yes.
Mr. Elms?
Yes.
Ms. Foster?
Yes.
Ms. Harris?
Yes.
Mr. Iannacone?
Yes.
Council President Armington?
Yes. All right, there's no unfinished old business, new business. The 2018 annual organization meeting, as the mayor mentioned, is on January 1st, 2018 at 10 a.m. at Thomas Jefferson School in the auditorium. Hope to see you all there.
Can I just ask why we are moving it from 12 noon to 10 a.m.?
Senator Cory Booker. He's going to come to the swearing in,
Okay.
so he's going to swear me in, so I polled the council and asked if we could have a special meeting and move it to 10 o'clock.
I understand, I just was wondering why we had to move it,
That's why.
to accommodate his schedule?
Yes,
Okay, thank you.
you're welcome.
Okay, list of vacancies that shall occur on December 31st. There will be an opening on the parking authority vacated by Linda Stamato, who's an incumbent. I believe she has requested to be brought back on. Also, Meredith Marcus, who's the chair of the Zoning Board of Adjustment. She's requested to be reappointed. There's one full member on the Board of Adjustment open. And then the alternate two on the Board of Adjustment, Noel Nish, her position is up at the end of the year. I've spoken to or received emails from both of the alternates, and they're wishing to be pushed up to in line, which would essentially push the alternate one into the full position and the alternate two into the alternate one position, and thereby leaving a position open for an alternate two. I don't know how that works, because last time it took 3 months to figure that out, so I'm deferring to the Department of Law on that. I don't think we necessarily need to do it now, or we could do it at the January 1st meeting.
We can discuss it later,
Okay,
but we can all do it on the same day.
great, awesome. Did you send out, I know you sent out to me the four.
I sent out, yes.
Okay, so everyone has I believe there are 4 or 5 resumes and applications for Board of Adjustment candidates. I will reach out to them and ask them to try to give everyone a call and be proactive to that effect. Last new business is pedestrian car safety. Councilwoman Deeb.
Yes, thank you, Council President, for giving me this opportunity to list this agenda item. This agenda item was a direct result of an accident that was in the 4th Ward on November 27th, where a pedestrian was struck by a vehicle turning from Maple onto James. That intersection is also the corner of Glenwood and James. On the east side, the street is called Glenwood. On the west side, the street is called Maple. My request to the administration would be a list of accidents at this intersection for the last 2 years. If I could get some history on this intersection, I can tell you from my service for the past 10 years, this intersection has been come into question several times. There's been lots of concern about sight distance as well as car accidents. So I would like to get that information from the administration as soon as possible, and also point the council to this article that was in the newspaper recently on pedestrian deaths on the rise. And it's talking about motorcycle fatalities as well as pedestrian deaths. And it's a very good article. I'd like to ask the clerk to perhaps make copies, and I think it's important to read the hard copy because there's some pictures in here and signage that might be useful here. So my first question would be to get a copy of the accident reports, maybe for the last, whatever they deem necessary or helpful, 2 to 3 years. My second question would be, are there certain tools or signage or transportation tricks or tips or best practices, that was the word I was searching for, that we could employ at this intersection? Lighted crosswalks, better signage, perhaps looking at the parking on James Street. I know that this would not be a particular popular issue with people that live on that street, but if the site distance could be looked at and examined, and if we could get a recommendation from our traffic engineer, I would appreciate it. So those are my comments. I don't think we need a committee. I think this is one incident, and I will tell you that I did reach out to the person that was struck, and she is not well. She's suffering from, while we're thankful that it wasn't worse, she is suffering from significant back, neck, and leg cramping, and it has to undergo physical therapy. So I would hope that we could do something to ameliorate this situation.
Yeah, I'm certain the police department has the traffic data, traffic accident data, which is compiled by the state and also by the police department. I've been able to obtain that information through the state, but I'm sure the police department can provide that to us. Great.
Thank you.
Anything else?
On correspondence, I just want everybody to be aware that on the 21st, so it's not a surprise, SMCMUA, which is our Municipal Water Authority, is holding a meeting December 21st at 7 p.m. They are proposing an increase into your service charge, and they have to have a public hearing. So those who see their water bill go up, they're gonna, they're having a public hearing. So just go out and ask them why they're raising the service charge.
All right, that's it. I would like to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays and Happy Hanukkah. And
Happy Kwanzaa. Yeah, happy Kwanzaa.
Peace.
Feliz Navidad.
See you in the new year.
See you later.